In this section of the training, we are going to learn more about the 5 pillars of emotional intelligence. And you can follow along on page 5 of your training system. Now, this is a simple explanation of emotional intelligence. There's 4 key areas that we're looking at here. We're looking at action and awareness. Action is moving towards what you want or away from what you don't want. Awareness is the understanding of yourself or others. Now, when it comes to focus, we can focus on ourselves or we can focus on others. And we have to understand these key differentiators when it comes to the science of emotional intelligence. So what we know, there are 5 pillars of emotional intelligence. These 5 pillars focus firstly on ourself. The first 2 pillars are self-awareness and self-regulation. The following 2 pillars are social awareness and social regulation. And the key component here, it all leads towards motivation. So let's begin. Remember, self-awareness is understanding why you think and feel the way that you do. And what we say is if you can't name it, you can't tame it. Self-awareness is understanding your strengths and your limitations, what you like, what you don't like, your preferences in life. And to improve self-awareness, we ask ourselves, what am I experiencing now? This gives us a level of awareness of those thoughts or feelings that we have at any given moment. To improve our self-awareness, we ask, why am I experiencing that? There's always a reason why we are feeling a certain way. And to improve self-awareness, we ask, how is this impacting me and my ability to perform? So, for example, what am I experiencing right now? Well, I'm excited because the 100x DNA Masterclass is coming up. Why am I experiencing that? Because I want to get rid of my fears. I want to overcome my doubts. I want to remove those self-limiting beliefs. Well, how are those self-limiting beliefs impacting me and my ability to perform? Well, I'm doubting myself. I'm giving up on myself. I'm comparing myself to others. Do you see what's happening? As you gain awareness, you also gain motivation. So let's move forward onto the second pillar of emotional intelligence. The second pillar of emotional intelligence is self-regulation. And this is the ability to control your thoughts and the ability to control your feelings. Sometimes we get stuck in an emotional rut. We feel sad and we can feel sad for days, weeks, and months. Sometimes we get super excited and we get so excited that we don't follow through with the appropriate preparation. Sometimes we become drunk on optimism. So self-regulation, we ask ourselves 3 questions. What could or should I do about what I'm experiencing? Secondly, why should or shouldn't I do that? And thirdly, how can I appropriately express or impact what I'm experiencing right now? So for example, you might be really excited about the upcoming 100x DNA Masterclass. So what should I do about what I'm experiencing? Well, I'm excited, so I should tell my friends that I'm going to make a change. I should let my team know that in a few days or weeks from now, I'm going to be learning so many new ideas that can positively impact this organization. Now, you ask yourself the question, why should I do that? Well, if I do that, I can have a positive impact on others. I can start to inspire and influence others to live a better life. Thirdly, how can I appropriately express or impact what I'm experiencing? Maybe you should do a blog on it. Maybe you should do a video on social media so you can inspire and impact other people's lives. Maybe you could even invite your family or friends along to the event, because why not do it with somebody who will support you unconditionally? Wouldn't you prefer that? Imagine becoming successful with the group of friends that you have already. Imagine being able to become more influential and impact more lives as a family. Wouldn't that be great? So self-regulation, it's the ability to control your thoughts and your feelings. And that's to motivation. The third pillar of emotional intelligence, and you can write that right there in the middle of page 5, write motivation. Motivation is the ability to keep moving forward. Motivation is having reasons why you want to achieve your goals. Motivation is like having fuel in the tank of your car or in your motorbike. The more fuel you've got, the further you can go. Now, to improve your motivation, you ask yourself, what is my overarching goal? Well, my overarching goal might be to unleash new income levels. Why is it important to me? You could ask yourself, why is it important to me to unleash these new income levels? Well, firstly, I could get out of debt. I could become independent. I could provide for my family. I could provide for my parents. I could provide for my community. I could create jobs in the community. I could invest in my future. That's why it's important to me. And thirdly, how can I use this situation to move closer to my goal? Well, I can use the 100x DNA Masterclass as a launching pad. I can get my confidence. I can get rid of my fears, my doubts, my limiting beliefs. I can start to acquire new skills and unleash new income levels. And I'm going to use the 100x DNA Masterclass to get me another step closer to my goal. Notice how the motivation is rising, and that's what we're going to be doing together. You and I are going to become successful together. Now, the fourth pillar of emotional intelligence is social awareness. This is understanding other people's emotional makeup. It's understanding why other people think and feel the way that they do. And if you intend to be an impactful leader, then learning to become more socially aware will help you achieve your goals and your team's goals faster. Now, we improve social awareness by asking the question, what is the other person experiencing right now? Why might they be experiencing that? And we also ask, how is it impacting them and their ability to perform? So imagine this. Imagine you're an impactful leader and you ask the question, what is the other person experiencing right now? Well, they're experiencing fears, doubts, and limiting beliefs. Why might they be experiencing that? Well, they're probably lacking confidence. They're probably lacking clarity on their goals. They're probably lacking cash flow, and they're not making the type of money that they could be making. Thirdly, how is that impacting their ability to perform? Well, they've got fears, so they're not taking action. They're comparing themselves to others, so they're talking themselves out of their ability to succeed. They have self-limiting belief, and instead of telling themselves what they can do, they're convincing themselves of what they can't do. Notice how you can become an impactful leader by asking these 3 questions. And remember, as a leader, your job is to take other people from good to great. Now, the 5th pillar of emotional intelligence is social regulation. Social regulation is your ability to influence and persuade other people. It's the ability to impact situations and leave them better than you found them. And we do that by asking 3 strategic questions. Firstly, what could you do to impact this situation? Secondly, why should or shouldn't you do that? And thirdly, how can I positively impact this situation to leave it better than I found it? So let's imagine you've made the decision to come to a 100x DNA Masterclass. You've decided that you want to live life on your terms. You've decided that you want to become an impactful leader. You've decided that you want to leave a legacy. And then you see one of your family or friends who are underperforming. So what could you do to impact this situation? You could inspire them. You could coach them. You could lead them. You could invite them to a 100x DNA Masterclass. And then you can ask the question, why should I do that? Why should I coach them? Well, you should coach them because all world champions have a coach. You're coming to a 100x DNA Masterclass, so I can coach you. And if you're coming, it means that you want to become the best that you can be. So wouldn't you invite your friend along so they can become the very best version of themselves? And then thirdly, you ask the question, how can I positively impact this situation? How can I positively impact it so I can leave it better than I found it? You can give them words of encouragement. You can give them words of wisdom. You can share with them what you're learning from these programs. And you can give this person hope. And hopefully we can agree that everybody is better off when they live in hope rather than living in fear. I know when I live in hope, it is a much better place to be than when I live in fear. So, you are a future leader. You are about to impact tens of thousands of lives in the future. And you can begin today with these simple ideas from emotional intelligence. And if you begin to apply these ideas today, you will become more successful faster. Now, I look forward to seeing you in our next training.